How Lobster Boy went from circus act to murderer. Born in Pittsburgh in 1937, Grady Stiles Jr. was part of a family that suffered from ectrodactyly for more than a century. Seen by most as a handicap, the Stiles family used it as an opportunity. The Lobster family became a staple in the freak show circuit. In Grady's case, his was more severe, affecting his hands and his feet. For most of his life, he used a wheelchair, but he trained his upper body and became alarmingly strong, which will play a factor later in his story. He spent his childhood touring the carnival scene, making between $50,000 and $80,000 per season, eventually falling in love with carnival worker Mary Teresa. They got married, had 2 children, but that is when things took a dark turn. You see, Grady drank a lot and became very abusive towards his wife and children. His claw-like hands combined with his upper body strength made him quite the terror. On one occasion, ripping his wife's IUD right from her body during a fight. When his teenage daughter fell in love with a man he didn't approve of, Lobster Boy came to a boil. On the eve of their wedding, Grady Stiles Jr. took a shotgun and murdered his daughter's fiance. He went to trial showing no remorse, and would you believe he only got 15 years probation? Well, the courts decided with his handicap plus his health complications from drinking and smoking that no prison would be equipped to take care of him. After this, he remarried and had another 2 children, but the abuse didn't stop, and it wasn't long until his second wife also divorced him. But it was in 1989 that something happened that nobody could explain. His first wife actually remarried him. Feeling untouchable, Lobster Boy's terror only continued on until his wife finally reached her breaking point. With help from her son and a 17-year-old neighbor, they plotted to take care of Grady once and for all. For $1,500, 17-year-old neighbor Chris Wyant shot Lobster Boy dead. During their trial, none of them denied their intent to kill him and explained his very extensive abusive history. In the end, neighbor Chris was sentenced to 27 years in prison, Mary received 12 years, and her son Glenn got life.